You know, she's a Jehovah Witness. She still says she a Jehovah Witness, but she ain't been to the Kingdom Hall in I don't know how long.
My mom was a witness, a very active witness too.
Yeah. And my mom was very active.
Did you learn anything in the Kingdom Hall that still sticks with you now?
Yeah, it's a lot of things I learned in the Kingdom Hall that still stick with me to this day. You know, like how to treat people.
Absolutely.
How to treat children. You always, because, you know, children never forget that you can make an impression on them so easy.
I want to speak to the XJW community who still believes in a higher power, who still believes in God. And the reason I want to speak to you personally is I wanted to know how many of you had the exit prayer, meaning that prayer before you, well, not before you woke up. You were having doubts. You were pretty much on your way out of the organization, but you did something that most Jehovah Witnesses don't do. The ones that are fully emerged in this organization, and that's prayer to God to let them know if, you know, they are in the right organization. See, now the problem with a prayer like that is you are thinking that you have to be a part of an organization. And I'm not, you know, I don't want to get into the whole thing as to why I personally, you know, ditched the whole organized religion type of thing. You know, that's for another video. But when you pray to God, if you are in the right organization or not, that typically won't get you the answers that you need, because you are going to be looking for the other organization that may be the right organization. So what I did with my exit prayer, and when I say exit, I use that term very loosely because I wasn't really in, like many of you were, and some of you probably still are. Like I said in previous videos, I did my thing, you know, but I can still speak wholeheartedly about this organization because I was born in, and everyone around me were, you know, Jehovah Witnesses, you know, as far as that structure, you know. And you're talking about, you know, going to assemblies that dated back to Yankee Stadium, like when you had the tickets. Remember, you purchased the tickets, and I had cousins that would look at us like we were privileged because we had a stack of tickets, right? You remember sitting in a chair and your mother or your father was divvying up the tickets. It was like, okay, how much is a juice? That's 7 tickets. Okay, here, get your brother a juice. Okay, you can get a hoagie. Get 4 hoagies, right? Remember that? Yeah, I do. You know, so for anyone that may be looking at me like, well, you were never baptized, that's just semantics. And I know that you get a better peek behind the curtain once you're baptized, but I was around everything that I can think of that, you know, without being baptized. I was privy to all the gatherings, all the cookouts, even vacations with a multitude of witnesses. I did it all, right? And I'm talking about from the time of birth up until not too long. Like, I did it all. I'm still accepted, right? Evidently, they're not watching these videos, but I'm still, accepted. I still get a text or two. Hey, what's up, man? Any new music coming out? How you doing? Long time no see. Like, I'm still getting that, So, even driving or walking down the street, or I'm in a public place or a restaurant or whatever, if I run across people, it's open arms. Yo, Sean, what's up? The gym, as I mentioned before, there's some members in there. Yo, what's up? What you working on today? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I've always, even being worldly, I've always been accepted, Of course, there were some old timers that, the age gap was so, large in between that, they got whiffed that I was a rapper, and living that type of lifestyle. They would kind of like give me the cold shoulder. But for the most part, I was a popular, non-baptized JW, So the whole shunning thing, I can't relate to from my perspective personally, but we've all been shunned to some degree, so I know how bad it can make someone feel. And when I say we all, I mean just growing up in school, if you were, the unpopular kid, or I shouldn't say unpopular, but, you wasn't accepted by your cool peers, you can feel shunned. There's certain people that would pick you last if they picked you at all for, kickball or, baseball, whatever it was, you was just like the outcast. So I think we all know how it feels to be shunned, but this is to another level, of course. And I want to get back to the prayer thing. The exit prayer. And that's one thing that, when I was speaking to people and they, close people, mother, father, and they say, but how do you, I said, how do you know? Because I would openly say, nah, I don't agree with that. No, don't make sense. Nah, that's garbage, And they wouldn't berate me or say, I was a grown man, So, how do you know? I said, because I prayed. I prayed for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I prayed not to let me know if this organization was good. I said, lead me to you, God, in the best way possible. And if it means taking me away from this organization to show me what I already know, I already feel that it's not, the right thing to be a part of. For me, I wouldn't even dare say for everyone, because there's certain people that it's allowing them to flourish or whatever, and they'll run into a brick wall sooner or later. But I'm talking about what I prayed for, So if my prayers were answered in the most profound way, how do you say that that's not from God, or Jehovah, as you call your God? How do you say, what do you, and I had somebody say to me before, Satan answers prayers too. What? So if I'm praying to God, Satan intercepts the prayer, and then it's like, who gets to me first? You understand the stupidity in that? Satan, so God is actually watching Satan attempt to answer my prayer in the wrong way, right? And just hope that I don't think that Satan is God, and I accept it, I accept the answer from Satan. Am I confusing you? Because I'm confusing myself. That's how I know I'm confusing you. Right? They're like, let me get to Sean first. They're racing. No, it's not that, I don't think. And, God answered my prayer. And you say, well, what about us? Before I came into the truth, I prayed, and guess what? A Jehovah Witness came to my door the next day. It's like, nah, they came to your door before. You just didn't pay no mind. It just didn't matter to you. It's almost like, people trying to, sell you a car or sell you something, or you're trying to buy a house. It's like, now it seems like you see all these for sale signs. Now you see, people driving the car that you want. It's like, yeah, more people are driving the car that I want. See, it's popular. It's like, no, they've been driving it. You just took notice because now you're about to make a purchase possibly of the same car. Now you see all of them around, right? It's been going on since day one. They've been knocking on your door. It just you didn't answer it. You was like, it's those people, right? Nothing really matters until it matters. I don't care what it is. It could be a restaurant, it could be a store, it could be a purchase. It's like nothing matters until it matters. One of my brothers recently brought a new home, or his first home, right? And he never thought about the things that he had to think about. Boilers and this septic tanks need to be flushed and all, it's like, I never thought about that. People would say it and it would just go in one ear and out the other because it wasn't my world, right? So when I said my prayer, it didn't direct me back to the Kingdom Hall. It didn't direct me back. It solidified what I was already thinking, right? Even when I'm talking to people that are seasoned Jehovah Witnesses, right? Been over a lot of people's houses, and when they sit amongst each other and they're having a JW talk, casually drinking a glass of wine, a beer, they're eating, they can never not talk about what's going on in the organization, right? I'm usually coming in late. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up, Sean? If anyone is in mid-conversation, it's pretty much about the organization. It's like, yeah, so we did the roof, but, they didn't have enough guys, so the society figured that they would do this, that, or the other, but, it's Jehovah's will. And it's like, you guys don't speak heartfelt about your God. It's like God is like part of your business plan. If you get what I'm saying, it's like I'm looking for somebody to really build with. I build with people, and when I say build, when you guys are throwing things at each other, as far as inspiring things from God, and you build and you say, and just look at the trees and the way things are, this, and look at this and this, and you build with people for real. I didn't get that. Because you had to stay within the boundaries, and this universe, this earth, God is so much more than the boundaries of the Bible. So I really, wanted to build with people, and I couldn't because they're going to stay within those boundaries. I'm like, oh yeah, and like, I'm talking about dimensions, and I'm talking about philosophy and this, and can you imagine this? Because I always pray for knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Give me things that are not even within the Bible, right? Give me just things that I can build on. I could say, wow, I just put another puzzle together. Wow, you know what I mean? And you just, you know, those things, and I believe that makes, God rejoice in a way. It's like he connected another dot. He connected another dot. You know what I mean? But they like to say, no, 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 you're going too far. When I start speaking like I speak, to people that are not equipped to handle my degree of thinking, you either are speaking gibberish or you're possessed by Satan. It's like one of the two. Like, you're talking nonsense. You're talking weird. What scripture is that? It's like it doesn't have to be in the scripture. Just like the Bible writers were inspired by God, I could be inspired too. Right now, 2021. Yeah, I ain't. It didn't. The buck didn't stop there. No, whatever powers or thinking powers or whatever that the Bible, the people of the Bible had, I believe that we all can have. I believe that I can still get inspired. I could write a book myself and inspire generations to come. That's just what I believe. But somebody listening to this, a Jehovah's Witness, it's like, how dare you think that much of yourself? You are a slave, buddy. Except for those 8 men up there. And I like to point up there because I just picture them sitting on like an earthly throne, laughing, smoking a cigar and drinking expensive whiskey, So those people up there are inspired. We are nothing. And you get that through your head. And the quicker you do that, the quicker you can learn that we are peons. You understand that? They are the only true non-peons. But you are low. You are a sheep. As a matter of fact, you are a goat. As a matter of fact, you are a dog. Get it? I just never thought of myself as that. I thought of myself as the same as the people that were written in the Bible. The same faith, but that's basically what I wanted to know. How many XJWs who still believe in God prayed for this? And this, you got your answer. That's deep. That's deep. If someone asks you, why are you doing this? Why? Because I prayed for this. I prayed for this. And if you dare say that, Satan answered my prayer, then you're talking about an allowance from God for Satan to answer my prayer under the false pretense of being Almighty God. And that's a whole different topic then. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's either or, Pray for it. And I had no, objective prayer to where it was like, I was already pre-programmed to, want to be in the organization or out the organization. No, I was like right in the middle. I was like, whatever direction, God, whatever direction you lead me to, that's where I'm going. See, because I'm a passionate person. So when I go all in, I go all in. The reason why I never went all in, getting baptized and really being on stage and giving talks, as people used to love to say that with me. Oh my God, the way you rap, oh, you would give phenomenal talks. That's how they used to try to coax me into it. But if I really believed in it, I would have jumped. I would have jumped all the way, because I'm very passionate about what I do and what I believe. But there was a reason. There was a reason. There were times towards the end, talking about 3 years ago, where I would be at assemblies and I would get up and walk out. I didn't get a breather. I didn't like the feeling that was coming off the stage. So Stanley Theater, I would get up and leave. Because certain things that they would say, I wouldn't want to be a part of it. It was almost like, y'all going to be judged and I don't want to be here. Y'all committing a crime and I'm not an accomplice. I'm leaving. Right? I'll come back when it's intermission. Right? I would leave. And that's how I knew it was getting bad. I would be like, I can't sit here and watch this. Sometimes it would be in utter embarrassment. Like, because I'm thinking other people are thinking how I'm thinking. Like, y'all see this? Right? So it would make me embarrassed that they would say certain things that they said. And I couldn't take it. I put my head down. I'd be like, oh my God, they just did that. Yeah, I'm gonna come back when it's lunchtime. And I would just walk around, especially on nice days. And just walk around. But I can't even do that. And at that time, I was almost totally out. But it was like, you got kids, you got mommy, you got other relatives. It's like, let me go chill this Saturday and Sunday or whatever. My family. I can't even do that no more. That's over with. Because there was a time where it's like, I don't even believe this. I don't believe this, but I'm going to go just to hang out with the family. I can't do that no more. I'm not an accomplice anymore. I can't be an accomplice. I can't be an accomplice to this. So, not dropping nobody off, none of that. Give me a ride to this. Nah, I'll pay for an Uber or a Lyft. I'll pay for you. I'm not dropping you off. I'm not even, no. So, with that being said, as always, I ask you to think. I appreciate y'all, as always. Let's keep this engine moving forward. And love your comments, love your emails. Love you guys, for real. I do. Love.